everybody. Third time's the charm, I'm hoping. All right, so my name is Jocelyn Du Couteau. I'm an African descent. My family comes from Dakar, Senegal, and Cape Verde. I learned the art of braiding at the age of 11. It was actually taught by my aunt, who owns a salon in Hawaii. I am for this bill. I actually am part of the reason why it's being pushed or being brought to light, because I strongly feel like it's not fair that hair braiding, that's something that's taught through generations. It's a craft, it's a specialty, it's a skill. Not everybody has the skill, even if you teach them. Now, I was taught at a very early age, well before I could even enroll in Empire, or before I could even enroll in Newport Hairdressing Design School when it was there. So to me, I see it as, I don't see why we can't deregulate it, and open up a new avenue and a new category to allow people to practice a great protective styling form of hair design, but without having to go through the harsh fundamentals of cosmetology, because I practice nothing of that. I actually am working in a salon under the supervision of someone else. I own a natural hair salon in Pawtucket. My salon is dedicated to everyone with hair textures from 2A all the way to 4C. I can tell you the best products to use, the best products not to use, all by things that I've learned over the course of time. This is something that I didn't learn in school. I could have went to Davies, but I didn't get picked for the lottery. I ended up graduating from the Met High School. I graduated valedictorian, full semester of college done, and I got accepted to Boston University. I've worked for corporate America in management for over 6 years. I do not follow with the stature of welfare recipients, so on and so forth. I pay my taxes. State of Rhode Island recognizes when I put down my self-employment. This is how I feed my kids. This is how I feed my mom and my 17-year-old sister. They know that I'm a natural hair stylist and that I'm a braider. So I feel as though that this bill will help a lot of others like myself feed their families and make an honest earning living by practicing something that they love and they were taught as a child. So for me, I feel as though, I fully understand where everyone from the opposing side is coming from, but we practice nothing that they do. They do chemicals. A lot of times I have a lot of clients who come to me who have chemical burns, first and second degree. I actually know of a salon who left one in a client of mine. And what do? I come in and I give her a protective style so that she can still wear her hair in a nice, proper manner that is presentable to others without altering her hair's natural state. So it's more so giving them an alternative. And I feel as though that it's very important that the state recognizes that and opens up the doors for that, because it's something that is really needed right now. And that's the reason why I even got into it, because I stopped doing hair for a long time. I've been braiding in barbershop since the age of 13. I braid men's hair. I can do clovers, stars, put a name in a head, and as well as, crazy designs. But that's something that I learned over time. So for me, it's this is something that, like I said, a lot of people like myself would really benefit from, and it would create a new avenue and a new door so that others can practice something that they love and feed their families in an honest way versus us doing it from our couches, because for 2.5 years I was doing it from my couch.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We have questions out?
Oh, yeah, questions.
Senegal.
So when you say you can put a name in somebody's head,
Would you like a picture?
I
have pictures.
So now, are you licensed to do that?
Well, as far as it's
Or you've learned it?
it's a design, so it's really me thinking of how I would portray it in a cursive and then just applying it to the braids. So I just move the braids in the directions of the actual name. For my friend's son, he wanted to put J for Jordan and then 13 because he was turning 13. So I did a J and a 1 and a 3.
So it's all braided?
It's all braided.
There's no razors?
I use Shine and Jam. It's a natural conditioning gel. It's bought at Beauty Works. If ever I do feed-in braids, which is with extensions, that's bought at Beauty Works as well. A lot of times my clients will supply the hair and then I'll just go ahead and feather it. Only time I ever use scissors is to A, cut the weave out of the package, and B, cut the weave so that I can separate it and start feathering it. I use a brush. I use a comb. I do have access to Barbicide because they sell it at Beauty Works and Sally's. So I'm able to keep sanitation, that's common sense knowledge to me at least, within my home and within the space I practice what I do. So, and as far as, I do want to reference when it was about last year, me doing the demonstration and putting the comb in my mouth, that was my daughter that I did it to. So I wasn't really thinking like, oh, if it's a client, I don't know what they've done with their head. More than likely, I'm not going to put it in my mouth.
So going back to
Yep.
Senator Gallo's question, are you licensed?
Me, I am currently recognized as a barber apprentice because I was practicing barbering at one point to expand myself. Right now, I'm not. I want to be a licensed braider, so that when people are looking for a licensed braider in the state database, they would see my name as well.
I just want to clarify, you're not licensed?
No,
Okay.
nope.
Second question? Thank you.
Yep.
I'm hearing controversy or different opinions. They're saying braiding only. Now you're saying extensions. You're saying shaving. No,
Well, no,
extensions
I
are
don't
putting
say
extensions into, again, I'm not, I don't know what extensions are, but I think extensions are adding something to your hair, making it longer, adding it.
Yeah.
So again, it goes beyond braiding.
It is still braiding. It's called feed-in braiding. So it's a style of braiding. I can actually show you a demonstration that I did. Yeah, I can show you a demonstration of what I did so you can see how it's really nothing more than me applying extensions that's bought at the local beauty supply store to the client's head. I don't do anything that has to do with chemicals. I don't take a razor to their head. As far as me practicing barbering at one point in time with the Atomic Salon, I mean, I was using clippers and stuff, but never for the time being when I was actually doing braiding. But if you would like, I do have the video I can show you about me feeding in the hair for braids
That's up to you, she can show you.
after.
Senator Cody, you have a question?
I have a comment rather than a
Yes.
question. I looked at the chapter in anticipation of this hearing, and we are talking about a very narrow exemption
Yep.
for hair braiding. And there are provisions in current law that if someone practicing this specialty were to stray from the limitations that we're talking about and start doing things relating to licensed
Cosmetology.
activities,
Correct.
they are subject to enforcement provisions and penalties under the law. So I think it's important that we all recognize that this is a very limited
Absolutely.
bill. And it's not like they wouldn't be subjecting themselves to exposure and liability if they stray.
Yes, absolutely. So there are always bad apples. There's a lot of people who practice haircut coloring at their homes when they're not licensed. There's tons of people who are not licensed barbers working in a barbershop or doing haircuts on the side to their friends, being a mobile barber. So we can't speak for everyone, but I can say for myself and a lot of those I know that believe in the same beliefs and carry the same morals as myself, that we simply want to braid. The most expensive thing with braiding that considers it to be more advanced is crochet, which is what this wonderful lady has here. She has crochet in her hair. So the baseline of it is braids, but then you go in and you actually loop the pre-made twist and the pre-made dreads to cause the actual beautiful style that she has. So as far as anything that would alter the client's hair or anything like that is not done. It's strictly natural hair braiding or protective styling. Because obviously with our natural hair, we have all different types of textures. It's very hard for it to have a presentable outlook without some form of styling.
Thank you. Further questions? Senator Morgan.
Yes.
So what precautions do braiders need to take to be safe?
Sanitizing combs, knowing how to keep the scissors at an angle so they don't cut themselves. I would say really just sanitation, knowing not to use the same comb on the next person. It's like, it's a lot of more common sense, washing your hands. It's just things that we do on, at least I would hope so. When I use the bathroom, definitely wash my hands before I go to the next person, shake their hand. So it's just more so along those guidelines.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Further questions?